Okay, we're going to look at balancing chemical equations using Lego bricks. So to start with, we need to decide exactly how we're going to represent our chemical equations with the Lego bricks. It'll make sense if we use one brick for one atom. So we'll say this is one hydrogen atom. If we wanted to, we'd just take another brick. And we've got two hydrogen atoms, and we'd write that as 2H. If we decided to join them together, like so, we'd write that as H2. As you can see, we use the little 2 there. So to make molecules, we'll just join bricks together. So this would be one molecule. And what makes up an equation? Well, we'll have products and reactants. The reactants are the bits that just go into it. In this case, let's just use 2 white bricks and 2 green bricks. And what comes out is called the products. What a reaction does is it takes your reactants and jumbles them up. But as you can see, we started off with 2 green and 2 white bricks, and we've still got 2 green and 2 white bricks. So the number of each type of brick or atom stays the same. So if we had 2 green, 2 white and 3 yellow, we jumble them up to form our new molecule, but we'd still have 2 white atoms, 3 yellow atoms and 2 green atoms. So keeping this in mind, let's actually make an equation. Let's start off with a simple equation, which is hydrogen plus oxygen gives us water. So we'll have our hydrogen molecule, that's H2. We'll take an oxygen molecule, that's O2. We'll react them together, and that will give us water, which is H2O. So there's our equation. As you can probably tell, it's not balanced, because if we look, we've got 2 white bricks and 2 green bricks on the left hand side, but only 2 white bricks but 1 green brick on the right hand side. So we need another oxygen molecule on the right hand side to make our equation balanced. Now you might think, that's easy, we'll just slap on another oxygen molecule here, and then we've got 2 white, 2 green, 2 white and 2 green. We can't quite do that though, because if you look at this molecule, this is not the same as this. This is H2O, which is water. This is H2O2. It's a completely different molecule. So all we can do is increase the number of each type of molecule that we have. If we look at the right hand side for a minute, we've got 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. We've got 2 hydrogen atoms for every oxygen atom. If we look at our left hand side, we've now got 1 hydrogen atom for every oxygen. We need the same number of hydrogen per oxygen on the left hand side as we do on the right hand side. So if we've got 2 oxygens, we just need to have 4 hydrogens. So we have 2H2 plus O2. They react together to give us water. So let's build our water molecules out of our reactants, and that gives us 2 water molecules, or 2H2O. So our final equation is 2H2 plus O2 gives us 2H2O. Okay, so now we've done a couple of examples. Why don't you try one? Let's do copper plus oxygen gives us copper oxide. So we've got our copper atom plus oxygen gives us copper oxide. Okay, so the answer would be 2Cu plus O2 gives us 2CuO. Now, going about doing that, if we look at this side, we've got one copper atom for every oxygen atom, so we need to do the same on the left hand side. So we have 2 oxygen and 1 copper. If we've got to have the same amount of copper and oxygen, we just need to add in another copper molecule. So on our left hand side we'll have 2Cu plus O2. Let's react them together. We'll get 1 copper oxide molecule, 2 copper oxide molecules. So to summarise, with balancing chemical equations, the one thing you need to remember is you have the same number of each atom going out as you do going in. So if you had 2 red atoms and 1 white atom as your reactants, they'd react together and you'd still have 2 red atoms and 1 white atom at the end. The best way to figure out how to balance the equation is to look at the products, so the right hand side of the equation, and see how many of each type of atom you have compared to the other type. So for this example you'd have 2 white and 1 green. You'd then look at your left hand side of the equation and get the same ratio. You can't add on for the extra 2 whites like that, because that makes a different molecule. You've got to keep the types of molecule exactly the same. So you add it like that. So 2H2 plus O2 gives us 2H2O.